What's up, guys? How y'all doing? Welcome to the final episode of the Bad Batch Roundtable. I got most of my usual suspects with me tonight, and we're just going to go ahead and jump right into it. Guys, we're going to go through the same round of questions, and we're going to talk about this last episode. Danny, what was your overall impressions of this?
I liked it. I was not disappointed. I think, like you said, it was a slow burn, but at the end of it, I was not disappointed. In fact, it has me very eager to see how next season is going to be. The dynamic between Crosshair and his brothers and his sister. We see shades of where he's. I think he's a little conflicted. He still wants to be a soldier, to have to follow the orders and do great things for the Empire. But I think that Omega, even Wrecker, got to him on things that they said. For some reason, he seems to have a real chip on his shoulder when it comes to Hunter. But I think that he's going to be their ally more so than their enemy. And this episode was really good. I'm not going to say it's the best one I've seen, but I wasn't at all disappointed. I think the best episode was still the one with Cad Bane and the bounty hunters and them fighting other stuff. That's my number one. But this wasn't. I wasn't disappointed. I didn't feel like I wasted 15 weeks. I didn't feel like that. So good job, Dave Filoni.
Okay. All right, Jason. Go on. Y'all go around the panel. I'll be right.
All right. I was a good episode. Like Danny was saying, it wasn't my favorite. I really wish this episode and the last episode would have been one combined episode. It would have been really good to have a good hour. Like these last two episodes have been really good. Hour this, hour last one, and as I said, it was a love and hate episode. I wish I would have got more. Like something that would have really just gave us that hunger for that second season. But I mean, I guess a little bit they showed the end with the the cloners going to that big mountain and all that. But I was expecting a little more. But I'd say it was a really good episode. I wish it would have combined it with last episode. To me, it would have been. But it's still not the best episode of the season, but one of the top three, I would say.
To tell you the truth, Jason, when I saw them going in there, I thought Darth Vader was going to walk out.
Yeah, well, something like that. I would just want something. It just seeing a red lightsaber or something with
a. I had to see that. All I had to do was just hear that breathing.
The breathing, something. Yeah. I mean, I understand where they're going, but it was just I wanted to taste or just see Boba Fett fly by with this little ship or something. Just something. It wouldn't like a 2-frame second. Something just like oh wow, hell, it's going to be, it's just I know where they're going, but just wanted a little more.
The Jedi mind tricked me because I really thought when that thing was landing, we were going to see either Palpatine or either Vader come out there.
Well, like I was telling JJ yesterday, I mean, I liked it, but it was like the original trilogy. When they were in the trash compactor. If that would have been a 20-minute scene, it just seemed a little long. They could have cut some of it out, and could have gave us a little something else, a little more. But like I said, it was good. All those filler episodes, that's why I said got rid of them, and we'd have had this episode and had a little more. But we'll have to wait till next year. Next year.
He only watched. I'm back. Sorry. Okay. Only watched 4 episodes. Does it get better? Oh yeah, it does get better.
Yeah.
If you've been paying attention to this show, I mentioned early on that it was definitely going to be a slow burn. You got your filler episodes like every season does, but it does get better. It does. It actually the story starts progressing better.
The last 5 or 6 episodes are really good. I mean, you got one episode in there that was not needed, but the last 5-6 episodes were really good.
Yeah. I want to welcome Positive Candor. Thank you for popping in. Drop Shot, good to see you.
Guys.
King David, good morning, Yvette. Great to see you, darling. Thank you for popping in. All right. Sorry about that. Austin, go ahead.
I'd say overall this episode, I actually agree with Jason. I think this episode and last episode should have just been one huge episode because this basically felt like the last half of, the first part of a finale, which is fine. And I get where they were going with it, but I think it would have flowed together well if it was just one huge episode, because when you split it up into two, it actually kind of drags on a little bit, which I thought it was just very slow, but I like the interactions. But I won't go into specifics, but I'll just say the Crosshair stuff was good, and overall, I think this first season felt more like, not necessarily experimental, but it's to see like what works and what doesn't work. And I think this kind of sets the foundation for like season 2 and how hopefully it will improve. So
exactly,
that is all I'm going to say for right now.
Okay, Nendroid.
Overall, I really enjoyed the episode, but I do agree with Jason and Austin. It should have been combined with last week's episode, so then we could have like an hour-long finale, just like the beginning of the season with episode 1. Overall, though, I really enjoyed it. I loved the character interactions, and I really love that, like, they're all siblings. They feel like siblings, and that's like the key important thing within this show, is that they act like family, because Star Wars is always about family. So yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
it'd be good if we got rid of that. It'd be good if we got rid of that episode where they cut the guy's horn off and add this, and then we have one more. Would have been good.
Yeah, that would have been great. And I agree with all you guys. And I called it last week. This whole episode was going to be about them getting away, and it would have been better if it would have been one long episode. It would have made probably more sense than what it did splitting into two. But overall, I like the episode. Pardon me. All right, we're going to move on to the next one. Danny. The troublemaker's here.
The what?
The troublemaker.
I thought you said the troll maker. I'm like, I can't get a troll to save my life, let alone make them.
Okay. Real quick, Chris. Your overall thoughts on the episode?
After the last episode, I would have gone a lot further than this one. It wasn't bad. It was cool. I mean, I'll give you this: the animation and some of the effects animation shots were really awesome. But I would have hoped for more, honestly. So I mean, it was a good episode. It just wasn't what I wanted from the finale, and I don't think it should have been the finale. If there was a way to flip flop the last episode with this one, maybe, or change a little bit of it, or they should have just done an hour long and kind of done a mix of the last two together. That's what I was done. That's my thoughts. So.
Okay. All right. Okay. Danny, what did you like about the episode?
I like how they band together. Even though Crosshairs really wasn't feeling them, and was kind of walking his own path. When the chips were down, he did end up saving Omega and the robot when he really didn't have to. I don't think nobody at skill set could have saved them at that particular point. I really liked the part where Wrecker spoke up to him and said, "Hey, look, man, even if you'd try and come back, we would have taken you back." That's the most that Wrecker has ever said that really wasn't comic relief or something stupid or silly. Yeah, he was had a serious moment there. So I like that. I like the dynamics. For some reason, Crosshair has a real chip on his shoulder with Hunter. I don't quite know what it is, because he doesn't seem to even feel the other one. And then also the real smart, nerdy one, he kind of defended him, and then he kind of said, "Look, I wasn't defending you. I'm just stating the obvious, that's how you are." And so I think they got to Crosshairs. I don't think he's going to be their enemy. I think that when the chips really the chips are down in a future episode or a future mission or something, that he's going to help them. and may even come back to their side. I don't know if he'll be kind of like how what's the red Ninja Turtle, Raphael.
Raphael, yeah, Raphael.
You know, sometimes he kind of acts outside the group of the other three turtles. That's kind of the same dynamic I get with Crosshair. He's like Raphael of the group, and when the chips are down, he's gonna get his mind right and stuff, but he's still gonna have that little rebellious streak to him.
Yeah. He realized, but he also realized that if he was going to get out of this alive, they all had to work together.
That's correct.
He wasn't stupid on that.
And I'm really liking Omega. We hated her at the beginning of the scene, but Dave Filoni has written it in such a way that I am pulling for Omega. I'm hoping that next season, probably about at least 5 or 6 years going by, she's more of an adult. That's what I want to see now.
Yeah, she hits her growth spurt.
Or teenager.
Yeah, that growth spurt. That would be great. All right, Chris.
Real quick, the only problem to that is there's a limited time that this is probably going to fit in unless they make these guys like Rex and they start going like off the radar completely. But we'll see what they do. I mean, there's no guarantee on what they will or won't do. What did I like? Again, and I'll use the term camera work. There's not camera work in animation, but there's vantage points, there's angles, sight lines. Those are the different words, but it's still camera work. It's like, let's look at this from this direction. Let's do it from this direction. There was a lot of good vantage points and different ways to look at animation. This didn't, at points I would have to stop and go, man, that doesn't look like animation. That almost looked live action. I mean, there were moments that I was doing that, and I have to say that that's really, really awesome to do that. Omega does a good job here. Crosshair, I love the fact that he gets his gun out and they think he's going to do something. He shoots, gets a robot. I'm sorry, what's the robot's name? AZ, yeah. Gets AZ, pulls him and Omega up. I figured AZ was going to be the sacrificial lamb in this. I really did. So it's not necessary to keep him alive, but it was nice that he did that. And
it would have sucked if he didn't.
Yes, but I think it shows what's really going on in his head. And he does say the quintessential line is consider us even. Well, I don't think it's going to end up like that. But he did that, and then he looks at the other guys who have their guns drawn, and he's like, fine, you guys don't trust me, obviously. I think that shows a dynamic right now, the tension between all of them. He's their brother, but they don't trust him because he's spouting this imperial, rubbish. Rhetoric, yes. And it's causing issues between them all right now. And I think maybe what he was trying to do is to show them, hey, look, I'm still a part of the team. But they didn't really see it like that. They were thankful he did what he did, but I don't know if they really saw it like that right then. So he kind of resigns the fact that they don't trust him. That's when he throws the gun. There's a part of me that did like the end where they left Crosshair. It's not expected. I really expected these guys that were going to fly off that planet together. No matter if it was, I'm just coming because I need a ride, and I don't trust you guys. You don't trust me, but right now this is what we have. That's what I expected, and they didn't do that, which I will give them credit. That's another time that they've kind of surprised me on what they literally should have done and what they did do. Because under the current situation, I don't see the Empire going back for him. So maybe that's something that'll play into the first episode or two of the second season. I don't know. Other than that, that's pretty much the gist. The story was just what it needed to be, so I'm not huge on the story. And just like I said, this wasn't really what I wanted from a finale, but it was a good episode, though.
Okay. Jason, what do you like about it?
I'm gonna go off a little bit what Chris has said, because it is animation, but the special effects, to me, like the laser blasts were on point. I mean, you seen that the flash, and you get a crackle when it hits something. I mean, it felt realistic. I mean, it didn't feel like animation, because I know I was watching it, was like, damn, you get like a good ass flash, and I'm like, damn, that's animation. That's not like, before, you will see a gunfight, and it's
when you watch a movie. When you watch a movie, it's some of the same guys that are working on these TV shows. The blasts, the explosions, the fires. That's stuff that they do. That's stuff they're very good at.
I'm just saying, compared to the older animation, the older Star Wars, it was just top notch. Like I said, the story, it was what it is. I mean, I liked the episode. It's just I was like Chris and Daniel, a little more expecting more. I mean, I did like the ending where the lady had come out. She had the same suit as the guy in the Mandalorian, the cloner. So you can see the connection. The connections are going there. So what's the plan? I heard something said this is that forest planet it's in EU or the Chris probably knows. I don't know. I can't. What is it? Where's it called? War.
Which planet are you talking about? You talking about
the one? Is it? Yeah, the one they have. They create the Luke Skywalker clone and that the other guy. I think got his name.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a forest planet. It's in the EU. I've seen somebody was talking about it and all that. So I would be cool. I mean, they are trying to dig into more of that. Try to bring more stuff in canon and stuff. So.
You talking about the mountain base they went to?
Yeah, the one at the end. Very end.
Yeah, it was
Palpatine's personal cloning facility.
Well, it's the same facility they went in and got Gregor, I believe, and it is a cloning facility.
Yeah. So,
but we'll probably find out more about that, later on, if at all.
Yeah, maybe in the next, or I don't know if it'll tie in with the Mandalorian 3 or how they'll trying to tie them in together.
They're saying they're trying to tie all this shit up into the sequel trilogy somehow, which I'm not a big fan of. But anything else, Jason?
That's about it, man. That's it.
Okay, Alcinator, what did you think? What did you like about the episode?
Well, I'm actually gonna echo pretty much what Chris and Jason said. The visuals were beautiful, and I like the fact that it was underwater as well because it can be easily screwed up when it looks great. Underwater can look absolutely beautiful, and I think the underwater stuff looked fantastic. And especially like the shot, I think it was like either around the beginning of the episode where we see Kamino in ruins, and like you see the fire in the background,
sinking.
And you see, I don't remember what the admiral's name was. Yeah, and you see his like where he's looking from. It's like, and just seeing the distance of it, it looked great. The crosshair stuff, I mean, it was good. Because again, like Chris said, there's not a whole lot of trust there anymore, and and even just the interactions between Crosshair and the Batch in this episode, it made sense and it worked. Like Wrecker even basically said it best: you had a choice to come back, and we would have taken you back, because like any family member would, but you made your choice. You decided to push us away, and. Not necessarily saying that they screwed up, but they said, look, no matter what you did, we would have taken you back in a heartbeat. But instead, you turned your backs on us. And then I believe Tech saying like, I understand, but I don't agree with it. And basically saying, and kind of what Omega says as well, is that it's in your nature to do this. It's almost like, not necessarily in a sense like he's choosing to do it. I think he's choosing to do it, but at the same time, he can't necessarily control how do I word this?
It's in his mutation.
Yeah.
It's
It's in his
part
mutation to just be loyal.
Yeah.
And so I think that's going to bring in the conflict there, and especially the interactions between him and Hunter in the episode. I was like, okay, this again building off what happened last episode. Omega was definitely like as the series progressed, she definitely improved, and she was very likable in this episode. And her just diving for AZ, I thought was, I mean, she didn't. It wasn't really made sense what they were going for, especially because apparently like these two have like a really special connection. It makes sense for her to want to save AZ, and AZ overall, like he definitely served his purpose in the episode. You know, saving Omega, and he did, and kind of going through like. Kind of introduced like in this episode where like his battery was dying and like he was shorting out, and I like that they brought that back, you know, towards the end, and having Crosshair and like what Chris said with him pointing the gun, and you know it looks like he's about to take the shot but ends, you know, using the grappling hook. I was like, okay, like I kind of not necessarily expected him to not shoot, but I was like, all right, where are they going with this? But I thought that was really well handled, and just the way it ends, where Crosshair, look, just come with us, and you know, Crosshair saying, "Look, we're even now." And he just stays.
Yeah.
Just one of those things where it again comes full circle, where Crosshair, in a sense, was alienated basically throughout the entire, like, even in the first episode, he felt, like, more alienated, and he's more so free now than he was in this entire show. So it is very interesting to see where he goes from here. Like, does he go back to the Empire? Is he just going to be by himself? You know, it's going to be very interesting going into the second season. Overall, I think those are my positives.
Okay. All right. Nendroid.
All right.
What do you like about it?
So first, the animation, outstanding. Like everyone here, the animation was top notch. And I'm also going to echo what Austin said with the water. Great. It looks visually outstanding, and it looked beautiful. Now with the overall story, I just love that this whole episode were just small character moments of them really feeling like a family, like a team, and all of that. Like, just that alone makes you really just realize that, yes, these are brothers. They are, you know, siblings, I should actually really say, within it. And I'm also going to echo what I said beforehand. Star Wars is always about family as its key message. So I really like that this episode brought that in there, and each character has like a moment to basically talk to Crosshair, which I really like. But my biggest pro, honestly, is that Crosshair did not go back with the Batch, because during this season we really did not get much Crosshair. I wanted to see more of him being conflicted and all of that. So now that's giving the chance for a proper redemption arc in season 2. So,
okay.
You know.
To what Ninja just said, I think it's a good point that if they had reunited them and kind of fixed the issues right now, it would have been rushed. There's a lot of problems here. And there were a lot of problems at the beginning of this. Like I said, Crosshair is just, he's kind of been like, I want to be my own leader. I don't always like what these guys are wanting to do. He's there because that's just where he had always been. Now that he's gotten a taste of being away from it and kind of being in charge of certain things, he has this like want to, he's being conflicted now. And to fix that just like that wouldn't have worked. So yeah, I agree with what Nendroid says right there.
Okay. Anything else, Nendroid?
No, that's really it.
Okay. All right. And last but not least, well, I say last but not least, to what we call the meat and potatoes of the show. Danny, what didn't you like about this episode?
To me, it didn't make sense that Crosshair stay there, but I do know that he would. They said they had to leave because there was always Imperial scouts coming through. So that was one reason they said before they get on the ship to the Marauder to leave. But Crosshairs, I don't know whether he know he's in danger because the other guard or commander, whatever, went back and told the general, that he lost control of his clones. So that general is not going to have faith in him. In fact, he told him to go ahead and kill them all. So I don't know how Crosshair he's going to get back in his good graces. That didn't really make sense to me. And you don't know how long those scouts going to be back. So how is he going to survive with food and water? Things just didn't make sense. But like I said, other than that, those things that just got questions of. One thing I didn't like too, when they went to the planet and they had the Kamino lady, the long neck female.
Yeah, Nala.
It would have been really. It would have been really cool if the Emperor would have come out, or we could have heard Darth Vader. They didn't do that. I thought they kind of had me fooled. I was like, yeah, we're gonna see somebody, and I would have done either Vader or the Emperor. Probably the Emperor would have made more sense. I've got plans for you, and we're gonna do great things. That kind of shit. That would have been cool. But other than that,
I know just what I'm going to do with you.
Yeah, something like that. That would have been cool. Or if we would have, she walked in, then we would have heard the breathing. Hey, I'd have been cool with that. But other than that, everything else was pretty cool. Just those things I would have worked on or would have cleaned up a little bit more if I was Mr. Dave Filoni.
Okay. All right. Chris.
Again, primarily the biggest issue I have is with the story, just how they, I don't know. I hate when you ramp it up to like 10 and then the finale is now down at a 5. Other than the fact that you're supposed to believe they're in peril, which, I mean, if any of us thought they were going to die in it, there's a couple moments you're like, okay, they're going to kill Crosshair. Okay, wait, no, they're going to kill AZ. No, they're going to kill Hunter. I mean, there was a little bit of this and that in there, but nothing that I really believe was going to happen. This was just a pedestrian walk from point A to point B when we should be doing a lot more. For instance, why didn't the Empire send down scout ships? They can walk on that platform, even though it's in the ocean. It's standing on top of the ocean. It's bottomed out at the bottom of the floor. They should send them in and then say, make sure, or search or something. I don't know. There's so many other things they could have done, and then you bring an element of urgency, and then add all the other things. Oh shit, tunnel's gonna fall apart. Oh shit, this happened. Oh shit, this happened. As they don't have time to try to think it out because they're being chased. And before anybody says, well, how do they know that they need to do that? They always say we've sensed life forms. They weren't dead. The life forms are still there. You can't tell me that any other time during any of these series when they say like at the beginning of Star Wars, the first Star Wars, another shuttle pod releases, and they said, well, there's no life forms on board. They have ways of doing that. So why didn't they do that here? They were literally floating above the damn ocean. They should have scanned first. And as soon as they did, okay, fine, go get them. And because, again, also to the uppers of the Empire, stormtroopers are just expendable. They don't care. They'll throw 1 million of them out there just to get their purpose done. That is apparent in every movie they've ever been in. I mean, the Clerks line where they laugh about how many people died on the Death Star, how many contractors and needless deaths and all that. The Empire doesn't care about death. It doesn't care if you die, if it gets their job done. So if they're serious about wiping out the clones, you'd think that they would have searched for them, this group, which is apparently the better of all the clones. Why didn't they do that? Again, that would have added a more sense of urgency, and I think that's about all you needed to do. Force them to get these things. Everything else could have happened the same way, except for you add a group of 20 stormtroopers or 50 or whatever you want to do, or multiple groups of 10 in different spots, the safest spots, because you can't tell me if they can scan for life that they can't scan for structural integrity. Where's the most structural integral part? Okay, right here. I need I need you guys to go check out that area. I need you guys to go check out this area, this area, this area. You add that element in, and then this episode goes from a 5 to at least an 8, because now they have to get through it. They don't. That's how you got to do it. And at the end, when they get to the end, I think that could have been left alone. I mean, there's a lot of ways they could have done it, but it was primarily the story, the pedestrian walk from point A to point B. But I mean, it didn't hurt the episode, but I think it hurt the finale. So that's my biggest problems with it.
Okay, Jason.
A lot like Chris said, I was mentioning earlier. I wish the last 2 episodes was combined. I just don't feel like we should have a whole episode of them escaping the thing. I was saying, like, on A New Hope, it'd be like the trash compactor. We had like a 20-minute scene there. I just don't still need that long of a thing. And also, when they were leaving, when they got on the platform, we've never seen the planet there be like calm and still like it was. I mean, usually it's a rain, hurricane ass planet all the time, and it was like, well, it didn't even seem like it was the same planet. To me, the only thing I wish there would have been more stakes, and like nobody got killed. It felt like nothing. I mean, we had the little danger with with the robot and the thing, where Crosshair saved them. But I meant if somebody would have died or something, it was just something that would have just made it meaningful, a little bit more meaningful. It seemed like to me. Besides that, just nitpicking. I just say, just like Chris said, we had wasn't an A+, but it was close, a good solid A last week, and we did not get that this week. I mean, it was a good episode, but was not a good solid A, almost A+. I was one that A+ hell of an episode going into next season. I didn't get that. I mean, I got a good episode, but I want another episode before next year. But
yeah,
so. That I mean, and the only other thing I had the monster part in the water. To me, that was a little. It didn't seem like it was too quick. The monster didn't do much, and it was like, oh, okay. I mean, he could at least broke the tube in half, and it looked like one of them was fixing to get eaten or something. It was just like, oh, he shook the tube a little bit, cracked a little bit, and then it was gone, and it was over.
If you want to put your heroine and your heroes in at peril, don't skimp on it. They had the opportunity to have that thing coming.
Yeah. I mean, it was just like watching a big, Puff the Magic Dragon go by him in the tube, and he shook the tube a little bit, and he cracked the tube, and he got shocked, and he ran off, and it was like it seemed like too much on them filler episodes. We get these monsters, and they get blasted a little bit, and then they scare them off. He at least would have broken on the tube, and one of the guys would have almost got eaten, or if one of them would have got eaten, that would have been, that would even. Made it even, I don't want to be the downer in person, but, just something, not everybody lives, it's a Star Wars, and, not everybody lives in the Star Wars universe. Sometimes somebody has to die, and, we're meaningful, Han Solo had to die, he died, different things. I mean, it pissed people off and made people cry, but you need those moments.
Han Solo dying, man.
You need those moments. You need those moments, though. You need those moments. That's the thing.
Well, yeah, because we had it in the end of the 3rd season of Rebels, I believe it was. When Kanan died. I never saw that coming. I really didn't. And when it happened, I'm like, oh my God, they killed somebody.
Yeah.
But Yeah. Anything else, Jason?
Yeah, that's about it. That's about it. I don't want to nitpick too much. I mean, it was like I said, it's just repeating what everybody else said. We was expecting more, pretty much.
Yeah, of course. Alternator.
I'm basically just gonna echo everybody else. Like I said earlier, I do wish that this episode was just one huge episode with the last episode, because with these two being like separate episodes, I felt like this episode at points, like I said before, kind of dragged on, because again, this was kind of an issue that I've been having with this entire show for the most part, is that there was not a whole lot of action, if that makes any sense. Like, it felt more like, not necessarily walk, it felt more not blasters shooting, which I'm fine with that, but I would have liked a little bit more action in the sense of there's actual action going on. I do think, and I'm going to agree with everybody, I really wish we got a little bit more, because you want to have something that's going to hook you in and go, oh my god, I can't wait for next season. After this finale, I'm like, all right, the finale's good, and I'm interested, but I'm not excited, because they didn't necessarily do anything to hook me. Like, the last thing we see is, the head scientist on Kamino, going into that place, and then them saying, we have big plans for you. It's like, okay, I'm intrigued, but it's not necessarily like, oh my god, like this is gonna be the best season ever next season, because the excitement's up through the roof. No, it's just, I just felt I think underwhelmed is the right word for it. Like, the last episode was like a great setup, and then this episode, while good, didn't necessarily hit the mark. Like, it was just more like it was good, but did not get to where it really needed to be. So that's my negatives.
Okay. Nendroid.
I'm actually gonna echo Austin here. Basically, all my negatives, besides one thing, and that is we actually did not see Sid in this episode. I would have wanted Sid to somehow be connected within this finale, because it's like we have so many side missions from her and all of that. It's like the least that you could do is maybe she comes to pick them up or something like that, trying to connect to these filler episodes. But I'm also with the same boat with everyone else with the finale. I mean, someone should have showed up during that scene with the cloning, with the Nalasu or whatever the hell.
Yeah, Nalase.
Nalase, yeah. Palpatine should have showed up, because I can already predict where that's gonna go. And that's really all my big negatives.
Okay. All right, guys. Last but not least, I'm going to ask you two questions. Of course, the episode. What grade you're going to give the episode? But also, I want you to give me what your overall grade is for the season. And Danny, would you mind starting?
This episode is going to get a B. It's not worthy of an A plus, A minus, anything in the A family. It's not close, but it's not a C in my opinion. So I'm gonna give it just a flat B. Like I said, I'm not overly in love with it, but I don't hate it either. And I do want to. Palpatine, the Darth Vader would have been awesome at the end, but I am curious to what, how fast in the future, how far in the future they're gonna go next season. How much older Omega will be. I hope they don't keep her the same age, at least age her at least 3 or 4 years. And overall, this whole series, I also give it a B. B plus. I think this was like a kind of a testing ground. I think someone said it earlier. They kind of test and see what worked, didn't work. Now they have their baseline. So next season, I anticipate it's going to be a whole lot better. So,
Okay.
B for the episode, B+ for the overall season.
Okay. All right. Chris?
I'll give it a B-. There were some missteps, but I don't think it goes to a C. And with the animation that they're doing in a good majority of these, I don't think that that probably carries the episode more than anything, but it also carries the whole season. I will reserve and pull my want to give this like an A or an A-, and I will go a flat B for the season because there were definite missteps on how they constructed the season. Because as far as I understand, most of these are done ahead of time. There was plenty of time to flip-flop, move around, and change things. You can always change the 15th episode to the 16th episode and maybe redo or put the two together and splice parts from one to the next. Listen, that's what editing is for. That's what storyboarding and being ahead of this is. But it's a strong first season. It's on par from what I remember of the Clone Wars and from what I've heard of the newer Clone Wars. It's on par with that. It's telling a different story. They've done a good job of taking us places we haven't seen for a while or haven't seen it at all in any series or movie. Black Angus reviews. Oh my God. Hey, Black Angus. I have not seen you in a long time. That's crazy, man. But it did a really good job of setting up the problems we're going to have going forward. Omega's character got better. So it did that. We are pretty much at a point where the Empire is fully taken over. So it's progressed the way it needed to. So those things, for that reason, I give it a B.
Okay. Jason?
The episode, I'm going to have to give a C+. Like I said, it was, compared to last week's, it was a strong A. I was a strong A, almost A+. And I said it was a good episode. It's one of the better episodes, but it just, was sort of a letdown. The season is going to be a B-. I'm going to give it that. We had some really good episodes when they just had a lot of, they did a lot of some filler episodes that just really didn't make sort of, we go up, down, and it was really up, and then we had one that just crashed us, and we went really up, and we just mediocred at the end. So B-. I'm hoping, it just, when is the next season coming out? In the summer next year or spring? They're talking.
Who knows? Yeah. It could be next year. It could be year after next. You never know because I think Visionaries is what we're getting next.
Yeah.
Visions.
Problem was if it would have been a really like A+ episode, I would want to go re-binge the whole season again. Right now, I really don't want to see all the episodes again. And it's like we got to wait almost a year now. So unfortunately, we probably have to binge it, to remember some of the stuff. But it's sort of it's a letdown for me. But it wasn't bad. But but it wasn't the best.
Okay. All right. Awesome.
Austin, you're muted.
Okay. Android?
Okay, I'll give the episode a solid B. It was a good episode, but could have been better. Now for the overall season, I'm also going to give it a solid B. And the reason why I'm not giving it like a B- or a C+ is mainly because I remember what my main hope was going into the show, and that was I thought, when we watched Clone Wars Season 7, the introduction to the Bad Batch, I really did not care about the characters of the Bad Batch. I thought they were just plainly okay characters. Did not connect with them, did not want to really see what they would do. I was not invested with them. Now, with this entire show, this first season, I got into these characters, and I do remember each one of their names, and I'm really into the story, and I can't wait till we see what's going to be in season 2.
Okay. Austin, you there? Yes, no, maybe.
Hello?
There he is. Hello.
Oh, there you are.
All right, good. You guys can hear me. As far as the episode's concerned, I'd probably just give it a solid B. I think it's definitely not on par with the last episode. I think that episode was really good. And then this episode, not necessarily disappointed, but it just felt like it could have just been one episode. If it was just like one huge finale, it probably would have gotten an A regardless. But this was just like, compared to both sides of the spectrum at this point, it's more so a B. And as far as the season is concerned, because I have to factor in all my grades, because there were a couple A's in here, a few B's, few C's. I'm probably have to go I'd say maybe a B- for the entire show, because it, like everybody said, it's just like, it was just one of those, it's a season where it's trying to see what works, what doesn't work, and hopefully next season does get better. Omega got better as a character, but they definitely need to fix the structuring of the show, and they do need to just fix a lot of things in general, but overall, not a bad season. Very rocky start. It definitely got better towards the end, so I'd say B-.
Okay. And myself, the episode, I'll give it a B. Wasn't the best, but it definitely wasn't the worst. Overall season, I'll give it a solid B+, because there were some slow points, stuff we could have really done without, but still, we got a story told, so it gives us something to look forward to for the second season. And with that being said, guys, I'm gonna go around the panel real quick, let everybody know where they can be found at. Danny, would you mind starting for me?
I am Danny, aka Comic Chat. Monday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can find me on my channel, Khaos Central. I will be going exclusively to Khaos Central on Monday. I think I'll be able to do Monday night because I got a class. I got to be out of town this week. But I'm hoping I'll be back in time tomorrow so I can do my show. It's called A Chaotic Conversation. We do 4 or 5 topics, discuss it in detail. This was one long roundtable, but I enjoyed it. I'm gonna jump on right here to the next one, the What If roundtable. But definitely enjoyed it, JJ. Thank you for having me, and let's hope Star Wars do something good, man. I'm ready to see another Star Wars movie.
Yeah, I appreciate you being on here, Danny. I really do. Chris.
No problem.
Real Review 3000, Twitter, it's Chris Knight 5150. Twitch, it's The Real Review 3000. Facebook, The Real Review 3000. Instagram, The Real Review 3000. Odyssey, The Real Review 3000. Anyways, I got a lot of places you can find me. If you go to a place and it's something social media or otherwise, look up The Real Review 3000. If we're there, by all means, follow us, support us, please. Also support all the people you've seen on this show, on all the other Khaos Central shows. Sub to Khaos Central. We're at 202 subs. It's great. We're going for 300 now. And also check out KhaosCentral.com. We're up and running again. We've got full control and taking care of some things. We're going to redesign a little bit. And we hope to have new content coming up very soon. So, JJ, thank you so very much. I appreciate you doing this all season long. It was great. Numbers the past few weeks have been awesome. I wish these people listen, if you're watching this after the fact, next year or whenever the next season comes up, check this out because we'll be back, guys. We do this stuff all the time. Come in and do the live thing, man. We enjoy reading your comments. It's really great. Black Angus reviews. That was awesome that you stopped in. Great to see you guys. Everybody that was in the chat, thank you very much. All you guys, thank you for being here. And JJ, great job.
Thank you. Jason.
JJ, awesome show, awesome roundtable this whole season. Can't wait till next season, next year. You can find me Jason Lee Tucker Statement. Talk about wrestling, independent wrestling, pop culture, different things, bunch of different fun videos. I had a couple of videos I posted today, me around in my chickens and stuff. So check it out. Some fun things. Appreciate it. And JJ, thank you again, bro.
No, thank you for being on. Austin. Or not. Nindroid.
All right, you guys can personally find me on my own YouTube channel, Nindroid243. We're over there because the Galactic Trivia stuff is now done. Thank God. I am now going to be shifting to focusing on my Last Jedi fan cut. Try and get that done as soon as possible because, man, I know a lot of people want to go and watch that. So, yeah. And you can also find me on Austinator's YouTube channel and quite a few other people's. JJ, fantastic job. You know.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And last but not least is going to be the Austinator. You can find him every once in a while. He does a show called Shadow Eye, good old-fashioned wrestling. He hangs out with Nindroid a lot. You can find him over on the Austinator on his YouTube channel. Real quick, I want to. Yep, and the Basco Scenario, Guy Scar, does an awesome stream.
Did you go,
Conversations.
Yeah, I already went.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm.
Yeah,
Cockpit Conversations, random gaming streams. Check this guy out, guys. Me and Jason took a ride with him yesterday over Florida. For what it was, I thought it was absolutely awesome.
Is he going to fly over Kansas City? I mean, if he's flying over our states and stuff, I bet
he will. But he will if you join him for the flight.
Mm-hmm.
Guy Scar, get a hold of me and let me know like when and where, and we'll work something out. Just let me know what times you can do it, and we'll figure out a time it works for both of us.
Because
I'd love to.
We legitimately flew over Jason's house.
Yeah.
I wonder if my house is there. Probably not, but you never know. I mean,
we were close to LDGs. We kind of wish he was around with us. And he landed right in Jacksonville International Airport.
awesome.
Yeah, it was
I so
cool.
badly need to get that freaking. I need to get that.
And it was lightning and raining because the storm was going through yesterday.
Yeah, man, it's real time weather.
Realistic, really good. You could see the cars driving on the roads, the people on the beach, and everything when they were going through Miami. Yeah, it's amazing.
Austin, you there? Austin.
He's muted again.
Anyway, guys, I'm gonna have to end the show. Check all these guys out, and after the fact, just what Chris said. If you come back and watch this in post, all our links are down below. Sub to the channel, sub to all our channels. We're here to entertain you guys, and we hope you're enjoying it. With that being said, everybody have a wonderful night. Thank you for joining me on the show. We'll see you next season. Later.
Peace.
Where's it at? Oh my God, I'm lost. I'm gonna do that, and then we're gonna.